Trump has a brand new ad that hits DeSantis for being disloyal. Was it last week? Was the pudding ad that was from a Trump PAC? So we're continuing this battleground. Let's play the latest. Donald Trump accusing Ron DeSantis of being disloyal. Listen.
Ron DeSantis was struggling big time in his primary race for governor of Florida. Polls revealed DeSantis was failing so bad, he was losing by a staggering 17 points. Then DeSantis was saved by the endorsement of President Trump. Trump's support was so powerful. Just 2 days after the endorsement, DeSantis took a commanding lead, and it propelled him to being elected governor.
I'd like to thank our president for standing by me when it wasn't necessarily the smart thing to do.
You're welcome, Ron. Unfortunately, instead of being grateful, DeSantis is now attacking the very man who saved his career. Isn't it time DeSantis remembers how he got to where he is?
There's a couple problems with this. Bad logic, Donald. Well, first of all, I guess he was grateful because your ad itself played a soundbite where Ron DeSantis did thank him. So, yeah, you kind of debunked that there. So I don't know what to... Let's say somebody saves my life from drowning. And they're a Democrat. And I decide to run for office, and they don't agree with that. Since they saved my life, do they get to dictate every financial decision, every political decision? I mean, granted, yes, you owe them a lot because they didn't save your life because you're still going to die at some point. They extended your life. Are you like beholden to them for the rest of your life? If you help someone recover from alcoholism, let's say, and they played a big part in it, are you beholden to them the rest of your life for every decision? I mean, that's kind of silly. It's kind of amateur. It's kind of sophomoric. It's adolescent, and just kind of dumb. I'm at a loss for words. Why Ron DeSantis? He can't run for president now, even though he did thank you. Other people saying, well, DeSantis should wait for 2028. Well, the problem with that is, unless you have a Sarah Palin or a Dick Cheney or a Joe Biden in 2016 situation where the vice president makes it clear that they're not going to run, if Trump would win, Ron DeSantis would have to go through an incumbent vice president. And especially if Trump wins, then it'd be even harder for Ron DeSantis because I don't think there's ever been a time an incumbent vice president, even Walter Mondale, won the Democrat nomination in 1980 after Jimmy Carter or 84, after Jimmy Carter got wiped out in 80. Dan Quayle didn't seek the presidency after George H.W. Bush was defeated. Al Gore sought the presidency. Bill Bradley challenged him, but it wasn't really much of a race. Dick Cheney made it clear he wasn't going to run. When Nixon ran, he got the nomination in 60. So it would be really hard for somebody to say, even if Trump did lose a contentious race, which I'm sure it's going to be a nail-biter regardless. America's more divided than ever. The person that Trump would pick as his vice president, if they decide to run, would have the inside track, and it would be awful hard for DeSantis to defeat them. So yeah, it's just like if someone saved my life from drowning, I'm not beholden to them for every political decision or financial decision I ever make. Sure, yes, thank you, Donald, for endorsing Ron DeSantis. I appreciate that. Isn't that what you're supposed to do, is help good Republicans? Now your ego is getting the better of you, and he has the right to run, and I'll just come out and say this. When I go to the Iowa caucus in January, I'm voting for Ron DeSantis. But if Trump gets the nomination, I'm not going to be a big baby and say, I was a registered libertarian for a long time. I was a libertarian that crossed over to vote for Ron Paul and Rand Paul in caucuses, and that did not vote for the Republican nominee in 2012 and 2016. But I did vote for Trump in 2020, mainly because the Democrats have become so absolute bat bleep crazy. They have to be stopped. If Mitt Romney endorsed you, I don't know if he did or not. Would you be beholden if Mitt Romney did something nice for you, Donald Trump? Would you be beholden to him? So yeah, it's just bad logic. So, and I think it's kind of funny that he is going to run for president, but boy, he's been getting attacked because he's one of the big dogs in the fight. You don't see Trump wasting a bunch of time going after Nikki Haley or Asa Hutchinson or John Bolton, that idiot, which, by the way, was a terrible nominee for Trump. So, that's my 2 cents worth on it. Sorry, I got a little long-winded. I digress. Have a nice day. And like Perry Mason used to say, one more thing. I think Columbo stole that from Perry Mason, by the way. Just one more thing when he's questioning someone and they think they're off the hook, and Perry's got one more question for him. One more thing. Let's say somebody gives me my first job and I do really well, end up making a lot of money. Am I ever allowed to leave that job and start my own business? Am I beholden to that person who gave me my first job, and every time I try to branch out and do something else, I gave you your first job, you can't do that to me? So that's kind of the bad logic there. If someone gives you your first job, you can't do another job. You can't leave and start your own business, go on your own. And come on. I don't watch sports ball. I could care less about it. Is Aaron Rodgers so beholden to the Packers that he can't go to the Jets? Is he disloyal to the Jets or the Packers because he goes to another team and makes a whole bunch of money and tries to win another Super Bowl? So, and again, I don't even like sports ball. I could care less about it. So now that finally, that's all.